Hello everyone. Today I would like to discuss the International Maritime Convention, or IMC. This video aims to explain how international conventions play a vital role in ensuring the safety, security, and environmental protection of ships and the seas. Maritime conventions are the backbone of global trade. Without them, international shipping would be chaotic and unsafe. Let's explore what IMC means, why it exists, and how it shapes global maritime operations. An International Maritime Convention is a set of rules or agreements developed by international organizations viz. the International Maritime Organization, IMO, and the International Labour Organization, ILO, to ensure that all ships follow the same safety and environmental standards worldwide. These conventions act as the international laws of the sea. They are designed to protect human life at sea, prevent pollution to the marine environment, ensure fair treatment of seafarers, and promote smooth and safe global trade. For example, after the tragic Titanic disaster in 1912, the world realized the need for unified international safety rules. This led to the creation of conventions like SELAS, which improved ship safety standards globally. Once a country agrees to a convention, it becomes legally bound to implement and enforce it through its national laws and maritime authorities. In Malaysia, not every provision from an International Maritime Convention, IMC, is adopted directly into national law. Only specific and relevant parts are incorporated, depending on Malaysia's legal framework, administrative capacity, and operational needs. Not all of the 31 International Maritime Conventions ratified by the government are fully contained within the national law. The Merchant Shipping Ordinance, MSO, 1952 serves as the foundation of Malaysia's maritime legislation and provides the legal framework for incorporating major conventions such as SELAS 1974, MARPOL 1973-78, CALREG 1972, Load Line 1966, the Wreck Removal Convention, WRC, and the Maritime Labour Convention 2006. These conventions are embedded in different parts of the MSO 1952 through provisions that empower the minister to make regulations, rules, and orders, while the Director of Marine has the right to issue Malaysia Shipping Notice, MSN, according to MSO 1952, Section 519A. While failing to comply with it will be fined not exceeding 25,000 ringgit for each ship according to Section 81 under the same ordinance. For instance, Section 252 of MSO 1952 empowers the minister to make regulations for the prevention of collisions at sea, including rules for lights, fog signals, and steering and sailing, with fines of up to 10,000 ringgit for any master who fails to comply. Additionally, MSN June 2019 implements MARPOL Annex 6 on air pollution control, requiring a maximum sulfur content of 0.5% M/M in fuel oil and the submission of fuel oil non-availability reports, FONR, if compliant fuel is unavailable. Meanwhile, MSN April 2022 provides updated instructions for crew changes in Malaysia, detailing sign-on and sign-off procedures, logistics, and compliance with Ministry of Health COVID-19 guidelines, in line with the Maritime Labour Convention, MLC, 2006 standards for crew welfare and accommodation. Maritime transport carries over 90% of world trade, connecting producers and consumers globally. Because ships travel between countries, international standards are necessary to ensure safety and consistency. Without these conventions, every country might have different rules, leading to confusion and accidents. By following the same conventions, countries cooperate to prevent pollution, protect seafarers, and promote fair and safe trade across oceans. Hence, international maritime conventions have made global shipping much safer and more sustainable. Because of these conventions, modern ships are safer, cleaner, and more efficient than ever before. The modern system of international maritime regulation began under the United Nations, which established the International Maritime Organization, IMO, in 1948 as a specialized agency under the United Nations Economic and Social Council, ECOSOC, alongside the International Labour Organization, ILO. The IMO Convention was adopted on March 6, 1948 and officially entered into force on March 17, 1958. Malaysia became a party on June 17, 1971, meaning IMO conventions became legally applicable to Malaysian shipping from that date. Until November 11, 2025, there are a total 69 international maritime conventions, containing IMO 68 and ILO 1, while Malaysia, as an active member, has ratified 31 out of 69 international maritime conventions. Now, let's take a look at the four main pillars of the International Maritime Convention. First, the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, SALAS, 1974 entered into force internationally on May 25, 1980. Malaysia ratified SALAS on October 19, 1983 through accession, and it entered into force for Malaysia on 19 January 1984. The condition for entry into force is stated as Article X in SALAS 1974. The convention shall enter into force 12 months after the date on which not less than 25 states, the combined merchant fleets of which constitute not less than 50% of the world's gross tonnage, have become parties in accordance with Article 9. While the SALAS Protocol 1978 entered into force internationally on May 1, 1981. Malaysia ratified the 1978 Protocol on October 19, 1983, and it entered into force for Malaysia on January 19, 1984. Article 5 in SALAS 1978 has stated the present Protocol 1978 shall enter into force 6 months after the date on which not less than 15 states, the combined merchant fleets of which constitute not less than 50% of the gross tonnage of the world's merchant shipping, have become parties to it in accordance with Article 4 of the present protocol, provided, however, that the present protocol shall not enter into force before the convention has entered into force. This protocol was adopted to strengthen SALAS 1974, particularly by addressing tanker safety and pollution prevention measures, ensuring that both SALAS and MARPOL requirements could be implemented in harmony. After this, SALAS Protocol 1988 entered into force internationally on February 3, 2000. Malaysia ratified this protocol on November 11, 2011, and it entered into force for Malaysia on February 11, 2012. To enter into force, Article V SALAS 1988 has stated, the present protocol shall enter into force 12 months after the date on which both the following conditions have been met. Required not less than 15 states, the combined merchant fleets of which constitute not less than 50% of the gross tonnage of the world's merchant shipping, have expressed their consent to be bound by it in accordance with Article 4, as well as B, the conditions for the entry into force of the Protocol of 1988 relating to the International Convention on Load Lines 1966 have been met. SALAS is considered the most important of all maritime safety conventions. It sets detailed standards for the construction, equipment, and operation of ships to ensure that they are seaworthy and safe for passengers and crew. For example, it requires ships to carry lifeboats, fire protection systems, radio communication equipment, and to conduct regular safety drills. Second, the MARPOL 73 Convention, adopted to prevent pollution of the marine environment by ships, consists of 6 technical annexes regulating different types of pollution. The condition for entry into force is that at least 15 states, representing not less than 50% of the world's gross tonnage, must become parties to the convention in accordance with Article 13, as stated in Article 15 under the same convention. While for MARPOL 78 and 97 Convention, the condition of entry to force is same with MARPOL 73. The only difference is that for MARPOL 78 have to become parties to it in accordance with Article 4, while for MARPOL 97 is Article V. For Annex I/2, oil and noxious liquid substances, it entered into force internationally on October 2, 1983. Malaysia ratified MARPOL Annex I/2 on January 31, 1997 through accession, and it entered into force for Malaysia on May 1, 1997. These annexes control oil pollution and regulate the discharge of noxious liquid substances carried in bulk. While for Annex 3, harmful substances in packaged form, it entered into force internationally on July 1, 1992. Malaysia ratified this annex on September 27, 2010, and it entered into force for Malaysia on December 27, 2010. It governs the packaging, labeling, and documentation of harmful substances carried by sea. The next one is Annex 4, sewage pollution, which entered into force internationally on September 27, 2003. Malaysia ratified Annex 4 on September 27, 2010, and it entered into force domestically on December 27, 2010. This annex prevents pollution from sewage discharged by ships. While Annex V, garbage pollution, entered into force internationally on December 31, 1988. Malaysia ratified Annex V on January 31, 1997, with entry into force on May 1, 1997. It regulates the disposal of ship-generated garbage to protect the marine environment. Lastly, Annex 697, air pollution from ships, entered into force internationally on May 19, 2005. Malaysia ratified this annex on September 27, 2010, and it entered into force for Malaysia on December 27, 2010. It limits emissions of sulfur oxides, SOx, nitrogen oxides, NOx, and other pollutants from ships. Together, these 6 annexes make MARPOL 73-78 one of the most comprehensive conventions under the IMO framework, ensuring environmental protection from ship-based pollution across all categories: oil, chemicals, sewage, garbage, and air emissions, Third, the International Convention on Standards of Training, Certification, and Watchkeeping for Seafarers, STCW, was entered into force internationally. On April 28, 1984, Malaysia ratified STCW on January 30, 1992 through accession, and it entered into force for Malaysia on April 30, 1992. STCW 1978, Article 14 has stated the convention enters into force 12 months after not less than 25 states, whose combined merchant fleets constitute not less than 50% of the world's gross tonnage of ships 100 GRT and over, have signed or deposited instruments in accordance with Article 13. The STCW Convention establishes minimum competency standards for seafarer training, certification, and watchkeeping to ensure ships are operated safely. It requires officers and crew to be trained and certified according to international standards before serving at sea. Fourth, the Maritime Labour Convention, MLC, was created by the International Labour Organization, ILO, and entered into force internationally on August 20, 2013. Malaysia ratified the MLC on August 20, 2013 through acceptance, and it entered into force for Malaysia on the same day. Often called the Seafarers' Bill of Rights, the MLC ensures that all seafarers have the right to fair working conditions, decent living standards, adequate rest, and medical care while at sea. Besides these four main pillars, other key international maritime conventions, as shown in the table, also play major roles in global shipping. Together, these conventions form a comprehensive global framework that keeps maritime transport safe, secure, and environmentally responsible across all nations.